in the YouTube settings, you cannot, it didn't save the horizontal versus vertical. By default, it's vertical. So I had to go back in and change it to horizontal. Didn't put my description in, didn't put a title in. It just says Clint Westwood is going live. Guess I'm going live. Do it live, as Bill O'Reilly says. Like Blind Dave, like, well, I don't know if he throws that out there live. He puts the Monty Python music out on Hash It Out. 4 p.m. Central Time, every Thursday. Blind Dave's channel. I would say check the description below. The link is in there, but the description's not in there today. Maybe I'll go back and add it. Holy cow. All right, going live. Here we are. So we've got Paulie P in the house. Peace out, brother. You looking cool. All right, it's Wednesday. Time for a little Westwood wambling, or maybe a little Westwood wisdom. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I need to open the chat up here. Jason's in the house. What's up? All right, I got some notes here. You know, as I said last time that I went live, since I don't get in the car so much anymore, the DigiBug's sitting right here, but I don't go places anymore, so I don't do the DigiBug live, or I should say recorded videos. So few and far between. You get to see me on Thursdays on Hash It Out, and you get to see me on Friday on Happy Hour. Once in a while, I'll make a video during the week. Few things going on this week. Kind of crazy. Talk about a little politics, I guess. I don't know, just some thoughts. There's the Taylor Swift to Toby Keith thing, and, you know, prayers go out to Toby Keith's family. Sad, you know, anybody who passed away at 62 years old. I mean, the energy that man put out, pretty amazing, you know, and so God bless him and his family. I listened to that song that he sang at one of the awards ceremonies, Don't Let the Old Man In, and holy cow, pretty emotional, you know, considering, you know, that he just passed away. Got a lot of drama going on, you know, oh my gosh, you know, he's the one that signed to Taylor Swift and found her early on, and she hasn't said anything, and give any shout outs, you know, who knows what happened behind the scenes. We never know what happens behind the scenes between people. So maybe reserve some judgment or scolding. It's hard to say. All right, although there are a lot of things that you could call out in some of those concerts that are going on now, like black cubes and, you know, one pant leg and a lot of symbolism. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Let's get into the symbolism of I don't even know what the name of the bill was that the Senate worked on for months, you know, to secure the border, security bill, whatever it is. Now, I don't know if this gets, here we go, you know, when you're thinking, I don't know if this strikes anybody the same way as it does me, and hopefully people understand this. Maybe I'm the only one who understands it, but I don't think that's the case. But the bill that they were trying to pass, like $118 billion, you know, in addition to all the other money that they spend, the trillions that we go into debt, currently 34 plus trillion. Then the unfunded liabilities are over 100 trillion. Yeah, that'll never get paid back. So monetary system's a joke, Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme. You're not going to get anything except screwed. But the $118 billion bill that did not pass, you've got one side saying, oh, see, they're just using it for political reasons. They don't want to secure the border. They would have passed it if they did. Well, look at the numbers. 20 billion goes to the border. 60 billion goes to Ukraine. Another 14 billion goes to Israel. I mean, you know, so there's $74 billion as opposed to the 20 to secure our borders. They're taking 74 billion and they want to fund these other operations overseas instead of taking over, you know, and handling the operation that's going on here. So it's pretty transparent to me to see what's happening. It's one of those things, well, you don't want to secure the border. No, I don't want to give money to foreign countries and start foreign wars. It's just that simple. Let's secure our borders. Why are we taking care of other countries? Anyway, I think it's pretty evident, pretty obvious what's happening there. There's that again. You could not. Why is it that we didn't see the border crossings in the prior administration like we are seeing in this administration? What changed? Is it just the policy that changed, the enforcement policy? I keep hearing, we need this money because we need more border agents. We need the ability to be able to secure the border. Well, Texas is willing to provide their own people to secure the border. But no, it has to be federal. It has to be coming out of D.C., border agents. And then you don't have to do anything unless there's over 5,000 people a day crossing. And then even then you don't have to do anything at the executive level. So that bill's a complete sham, a complete joke. You could close the border right now if you wanted to. You could handle this situation, but there's just not the will to do it. There's the will to send money into money laundering machines overseas in different countries. But, you know, we don't want to take care of our own borders. We'll take care of somebody else's borders. Pretty obvious, pretty evident. Give me a break. How do you stop the flow? Well, you have to have a fence. You have to have something to stop the flow. You know, why do you need a bunch of men standing along the border? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, past that. I saw that yesterday, Binance said they're going to delist Monero, which is a security cryptocurrency or a privacy cryptocurrency, going to delist them from the Binance exchange on the 20th of this month, I think. And Monero went from $160+ down to $100. Oh my gosh, you know, panic. And now it's back up. So if somebody were willing to make a trade on that kind of thing, they could do that. Somebody asked me about, what do you think about Monero? I think it's fine. I don't resonate with it, so I'm not into it. I know it's got an unlimited supply of coins. There's like 18 million of them now, and I know it's unlimited. I just don't know what the rate of increase is and how much that will increase, and it'll never stop because it's infinite. So I don't know. To me, I'm not a fan of where I don't know what the exact rules are. It's kind of why I like Litecoin. I know there's 84 million. That's all there's going to be. There's over 74 million now, 10 million left. Going to run out in the next 100 years. I kind of know the rate. I kind of know the rules. I know what I'm getting into. I know it's going to be under $70 for the rest of my life. It's a stable coin, you know, so it's all good. No, I'm just kidding. Just messing with you. No, we're going to see a nice move in Litecoin, I think, here very soon. As I've said before, April, May-ish time frame. Something's got to happen. You know, it's coming to a pinch point, and something will happen. Other things are coalescing, and I think it's all going to come to a pinch point, you know, in that time frame. Who knows what they're going to pull leading up to that. So be prepared. You may get an opportunity to have a pretty good deal on some of these coins prior to May. After May, all bets are off. You might want to have them in your possession, because if you don't, you might have a problem. So, once again, boy, it's classic. How is it that, you know, Wefwood, there we go, it's Clint Wefwood. I guess if I were, don't even tell me this isn't going to light now. Things have kind of been not necessarily going my way lately. Let's just say that. Unexpected bills showing up, you know. Life gets in the way sometimes, but that's okay. I'll make it. There is, yeah, I think we are coming to that pinch point really quickly as far as cryptocurrency and other things in the world. But yeah, I look at Litecoin, way undervalued. It should have had a big move in the last cycle. It didn't. It was higher than the first cycle, not the first cycle, but 2017 to 2021. You saw Litecoin up. So, you know, the trend is still up. It did make its all-time high in the second cycle, so that's a good sign. Some other coins didn't. They didn't reach their all-time high in this last cycle. Those I worry about. I don't know that those are going to do so well. But Litecoin is very, very held down. Let's just say that. And when it breaks, it breaks. And if you don't have it, well, I guess you're out. Been looking into the ordinals a little bit on Litecoin. Interesting thing. You know, the NFTs in the last cycle were a big thing. This is a little bit different, the ordinals. Because my big problem with NFTs, non-fungible tokens, is this. When everybody's buying these things, you know, on Ethereum, and they say, oh yeah, it's on the Ethereum blockchain. And it's like, well, not necessarily. The address, you might own an address on the Ethereum blockchain, and somebody might have sold you that address under the pretense that it's tied to an image, which it kind of is, but that image is not on the blockchain. It's just the address on the blockchain. So you've got a third party that essentially is a viewer onto the blockchain, and they say, okay, here, I'll hold the image, and it's tied to this address on the blockchain, so you can look at that address on the blockchain and say that this image that I'm holding for you is tied to that, which it is. However, when that third party goes out of business, where's your image? That's what I had a problem with. What I like about the ordinals and the inscriptions, what it is, it's just like it says, it's inscribed into the code on the blockchain. And that's where Bitcoin has been having all these problems. Oh my gosh, the fees are so high, because you're taking up space on the blockchain, putting actual memory data on the blockchain. You know, so you're inscribing the data of this image or whatever it is on the blockchain, so it's there permanently. To me, I see that as something much more valuable than the NFTs of old. So I was kind of looking into the ordinals on Litecoin because it's really cheap to transcribe, whatever you want to call it, inscribe, etch it in the stone, the virtual stone in the blockchain. Very, very cheap on Litecoin. There's some pretty cool stuff out there, and it's really growing. So I'm a little bit interested in that. I'm not a go all in and say these are going to be worth so much money, but it is kind of cool that it is on the blockchain, inscribed on the blockchain, and you can actually see it's there forever. Maybe look into that. And once the tools are developed, and they're starting to be developed, LightScribe has something like a plug-in to your web browser, which, okay, that's cool, but it's a Chrome extension. I'd rather have it on the phone where I'd be able to, but there's problems with that have to, when the tools come, then, you know, that's when things are going to work. And speaking of tools on Litecoin, or tools in Litecoin, there's some of those too. Tools on Litecoin, you got to look at Mimblewimble. A lot of work has been done with that. A lot is going on behind the scenes. There are wallets out there that cannot wait to implement Mimblewimble to where you have it on your phone and you can transfer this stuff, transfer Litecoin in a private fashion, unlike Monero where it's completely private. And I kind of asked the rhetorical question of, if it's a privacy coin, and, you know, you can't really, how do you know how many there are, I guess? I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing. If it's truly private, how do you know there's not a bunch of them out there getting floated around? Anyway, with Litecoin, all of it's tracked on the blockchain, and you can opt to a side chain, which is running tied to the main blockchain, to become private, to go dark, so to speak. And it's all accounted for. So that's kind of the nice thing about it. It's not as... I don't know, I resonate with that a lot more. So I hope in July 24th and 25th, when I go to the Litecoin Summit, there's going to be some speeches about, you know, some education about what these ordinals are, more tools to use, and hopefully by then Mimblewimble will be out on mobile wallets. That'll be a huge thing. That'll be at just the right time when privacy is necessary. However, it's an optional privacy, and I like that. There are times when I want to pay somebody in cash and be very transparent. You know, you go to the store, I want a receipt. You know, it's not like you're, you know, sometimes you hand somebody cash. If you don't get a bill of sale, if you don't get a receipt written out, handwritten, anything like that, you give them the cash and, you know, you walk away. You know, it's a little difficult to prove what went down. And there are times for that where you want the privacy, but there are other times where, hey, you know, I made this payment, it's on the blockchain, boom, you can see it, it's all noted. So you can pick and choose. I kind of like that. I like that flexibility. I don't like to be tied into a box, be forced to do it one way. I like to have options. It's just like there's not just one coin. I want to choose the coin I want to use. I don't care. You know, it might be whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You can choose to use it. Choose to use Dogecoin, you can use Dogecoin. Choose to use DigiByte, you can use DigiByte. Well, it's Bitcoin only. Well, it doesn't always work for everybody. Once again, if Bud Light were the only beer, how many of you wouldn't be drinking beer anymore? Nice to have options. You can always go to whiskey. So looking forward to that. July 24th, 25th, Nashville, Tennessee. $84 flat fee to get into the Litecoin Summit. You know, they've got the Bitcoin conference or summit, you know, the next day or that day and that weekend after. And I mean, it's a fortune to go there. All the high profile, all the cameras, all the glitz and glam, all the rock stars and, you know, in Bitcoin, Wall Street, you know, those guys, they'll be there and they charge a lot more money. So it's kind of nice that the Litecoin Summit's making it affordable for everybody. It's $84. It's like there's 84 million Litecoins. So I kind of like that number. It's a good price. I mean, it really is for what you get. I'll be there. Hope to see you there. I should check the chat, right? See what's going on. Yeah, I already railed about Ukraine and Israel and the security bill, you know, how we're throwing money away. Printing it, you know, if you can print it, where's the limit, right? All right. Got a little bit of a banking crisis going on as I open up the chat. Treasury is actually coming out saying, well, you know, the path of the United States isn't that sustainable? Or maybe it was the Federal Reserve. What difference at this point does it make? Or at this point, what difference does it make? We all know it's unsustainable. It's not going to get bailed out. There's no way to do it. So, yes. All right. Let's go look at our chat here. Yes, it's hump day. It's Wednesday. Mittwoch, I should say Mittwoch is how it's spelled. Middle of the week, Mittwoch. Alrighty, Jim Montgomery in the chat, Jason, Carl's Creek, Paulie P, of course, Daddy O in the chat. Goodness. Jason says he thinks it's a 6% inflation on Monero. Okay. I mean, and that may be, I don't know what the inflation rate is, but if it's a fixed 6%, it's going to increase 6%. The thing with Bitcoin, with Litecoin, with those proof of work coins that have a diminishing with a reward halving, and DigiByte does that too. It splits the halving. I think every month it readjusts. There's less coming on the market. So with Monero, if it is 6%, it's going to be 6% forever, it sounds like. Now you can change the code, but again, it is what it is. It's not for me. Carl's Creek NFT. Nice. Check the chat. You'll see what NFT stands for. Yeah, thank you. The Rand, happy birthday to me. Yes, it is my birthday today. Lucky 7. I'll buy you a beer and a veggie pizza. Yeah, just not a Bud Light. Thanks, Jim. I don't drink that much beer anymore. I find that as I get older, the beer just, I don't know, the bloat. You gotta drink so much of it. You hit the restroom after 3 beers, break that seal. The next thing you know, you're headed to the restroom all night. And it's just, I don't know, with my body type and size and probably the conditioning, I have to drink a lot more than the average crypto guy. So beer, it's just exhausting in a way. You got to keep drinking. It's much easier if you got some high potent stuff, some firepower, you got some fire water like whiskey, and I don't have to drink as much. And, I'm not as bloated either. So the beer, a lot of people going to be drinking beer this weekend, though, because we got the big Super Bowl in Las Vegas. And that big black dome looks like some kind of eye of Horus, if you really look at it. The seat of evil, Las Vegas. Nah, I give it crap, but I don't like it. I don't like the vibe there, so I would never go there. But yeah, a lot of money. They're saying that's going to be the biggest betting Super Bowl ever. And of course, we're going to have the drama of, is Taylor going to make it from Tokyo so that she can show up for the Super Bowl? Of course she's going to make it. Sounds like somebody might be pulling in. Nope, going the other direction. Because if they were pulling in this driveway, these dogs who are over here rolling in the mud, they'd get a little crazy. I don't want that. Ruin the video, right? Background. But the whole thing with the Super Bowl, it's just bread and circuses, just kind of keep you occupied. And, you got to bring, this is the best thing that ever happened to the NFL. I mean, they're making so much money because of this whole Taylor Swift thing, Jason Kelsey thing. Somebody said he made $20 million on the whole Pfizer ad campaign that he's a part of. I don't know if that's an accurate number. I know he's making a lot of money. Every time I turn on the TV, he's on a commercial. Crazy. It did not hurt his chances, having a girlfriend like that. And it hasn't hurt hers either. He's brought cross companies, cross, what do you call it? Marketing. And so it's done great things, especially when the NFL viewership was going down. Now all of a sudden it's skyrocketing. You got all these new people in it buying Kelsey jerseys that are spelled wrong. So my prediction is Kansas City Chiefs, they have to win because come on. They got to win at the end, right? Kelsey catches a big touchdown or something, San Francisco goes down to defeat. And it just wouldn't be the same if San Francisco wins. So think of the disappointment of all the Swifties. Think of how not good for business it would be. The marketing that's going to come out of this if Kansas City wins is going to be huge, huge, absolutely huge. That reminds me. There's that again. Transition. It's my transition. Donald Trump. We hear on the news that, his case was thrown out because he's seeking, and this is, okay, think about this. As president, I should have immunity because if I don't have immunity, I can't make the decisions that need to be made. Now, to me, on the surface, that sounds very tyrannical. Got to have immunity. What do you mean? You can do anything you want when you're president? Well, I guess, his predecessor did have a bunch of drone strikes, and go in and kill a bunch of people, and it's okay, and, you're not held up for war crimes, and in fact, you get a Nobel Peace Prize. So, by default, I think they had immunity. However, the fact that he's bringing it out and saying, well, I need to have immunity. You know, I had immunity as president. You know, I should be able to do whatever I want. I think think of it this way. If he loses that argument and the president does not have immunity, that also means guys like George W. Bush, Barack Obama, William Jefferson Clinton also don't have immunity. Just a thought. Maybe it doesn't matter. Because does anybody ever go to jail, right, Javier? But it does set a precedent. The president probably shouldn't have immunity, right? Just saying. So when he says something, it doesn't necessarily, it's for other reasons sometimes. The big political shatstorm, whirlpool thing that's happening right now, Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin, the big interview. Tucker Carlson went to Russia and interviewed Vladimir Putin, and oh my gosh, you know, so many people are upset. Tucker should not be allowed out of Europe. We should stop him from coming back to the U.S. Interviewed Putin, the enemy, the horrible dictator. And I'm thinking, again, I'm not there. I don't know what goes on. All political leaders are awfully corrupt. You know, they do corrupt things and have to do things, I guess, to continue the illusion, the corporatocracy that they've created. However, to get so upset when Putin's been interviewed before by all kinds of American so-called journalists, and now if Tucker does it, oh my gosh, you know, it's just a horrible thing. Now, the translations, and again, I don't know, I don't speak Russian or whatever he's speaking in, Putin, but the translations I've always seen of Vladimir Putin and what he said about the Western establishment order are pretty accurate. They seem pretty dead on, you know, because I'm not an asleep, just you know, slave like some people, so I see through it. But some of the things he says make a lot of sense to me. So why not let's hear what he says. I'd like to know if that's how he really feels. And hopefully we get to that. And I think it's going to get released tomorrow. Actually, a pretty quick turnaround for a long interview like that. Probably not a lot of editing. Should be fun. But, I mean, wasn't Hitler on Time magazine at one point? I'm just saying, you know, why not have these world leaders speak? You know, somebody elected them, or so we think. We let Biden speak, and he can't even speak. Why not hear from Putin? I'm looking forward to the interview, and I'm hoping that a lot of things get leaked and a lot of things make people think a little bit outside the mainstream mockingbird media. You know, maybe they'll question what's going on in Ukraine, the Middle East, and other places. I think that's a healthy thing. If we have to shut down discourse, if we shut down the public discussion, is that a good thing? No, I don't think so. I think if someone's a liar, if someone is a criminal, let them talk. Let them talk. I mean, we should be able to discern that, right? I mean, show what an idiot that person is. Let them speak. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. Let them get out there and talk. I mean, we'll see through that, I think. I hope. Again, the more Biden speaks, the less votes he's going to get, or less legitimate votes he's going to get. I saw a video today. I can't remember the guy's name. There was a black guy, I think Stephen Smith, maybe? He was sitting there. He had the 49ers helmet, the Kansas City Chiefs helmet there. It was like a 9-minute video, and he went into how he lives in New York and how he's upset that, hey, $53 million are going to be given away in debit cards. He called them credit cards. I would assume they're debit cards. You know, they're preloaded. $53 million are going to be given to illegals, you know, people coming into New York. And he's upset by that. He said, I'd leave New York right now. And I voted, you know, full Democrat. I'd leave New York right now but my daughter's there. And there are people getting upset. And I guess this is what it takes. You know, people have to have it in their face. People have to have pain. People have to, you know, no longer live in a theoretical world of, hey, the sanctuary cities are great. Oh, hey, this agenda is great. When it hits you in the face and it's in your backyard, it's a problem. You know, maybe that's what has to happen. But I see some people getting upset, waking up, and I'm past all that. You know, I've been upset. I've been upset since 2001. Before that, but I mean, I was really upset then. So, hey, welcome to the club, brother. I mean, this is what they do to you. You know, the Democrats go in, we're going to have this great society, Lyndon Johnson, and we're going to lift up the black people. And what happened? Dropped them on their face. Nothing but promises. And now, hey, we don't need that voting block anymore. It's going conservative. You know, we're going to have more people voting for Trump, more people in the black community. This election's been going up, you know, the last 2 elections. This one's going to be even more. We don't need them anymore. Hey, let's bring in all these illegals. Let's get a new voting block. So that's what they do to you. They use you and they throw you away. I mean, that's what these politicians do. So hopefully people wake up to that. Hopefully people are seeing that and realizing that they're not going to save you. They're not going to save you. They're going to put a $118 billion bill in front of you and say, hey, vote for this or else you're against securing the border. When 20 billion of it's for the border, and it's not even legitimate things for the border. And then the rest of it, almost $100 billion, they're going to send it overseas, and yeah, you'll play with that money, build more mansions for Zelensky, and you know, whatever it is. Yeah, okay. Time to wake up. Hopefully people are waking up. Hopefully this kind of stuff wakes them up. I just hope it's not too late, because you got people who have property in these areas. That property is not going to be worth anything anymore, because it's going to be overrun. It's going to be devalued. You got people who don't follow the rules coming in and have nowhere to go, no jobs, nothing. They're just looking for handouts. Yeah, they might be looking for a better life, but at what expense? At your expense? At my expense? Yeah, basically. So be prepared to water down everything that you've built, everything that you've created and worked for. It's all going to get devalued. And the money's getting devalued at the same time. So, you know, everything that you want to purchase that you need costs more. It's a great game, isn't it? At some point, the cigar goes out. At some point, you got to wake up and realize you're just getting robbed of your energy, because that's all that's happening. They're robbing you of your wealth, robbing you of everything that you put out in this world, all the participation in the system. I looked at my Social Security. I don't even know what it was. I was doing taxes of all things yesterday. And it said, oh, you can sign up for SSA.gov and see what your Social Security benefit would be if this happens, if you were to retire, or this and that, blah, blah. So I go out and look at it, and I'm thinking, I paid in how much? And I get this back when? Yeah, whatever. I gotta wait. My birthday today, I guess if I was 62, that would be the earliest. There we go. If I'm 62, that would be the earliest I can take it, and then you actually get a penalty. It's not the full amount. You gotta wait until I think 67 before you can get the full amount, and then you can wait later, you know, if you're alive, and get an even larger amount. So I'll keep drinking fluorinated water. I'll keep eating the food that's filled with glyphosate. I'll keep taking pricks, you know. Will I even make it to 62? Probably not, you know, if I do that kind of thing. So guess who wins? Not me, them. They take your money. Anyway, big scam, big club, and you ain't in it. That's kind of how it works, right? George Carlin style. To me, the illusion is so clear. Kind of ironic, huh? It's very obvious what they're doing. They're just completely robbing you of all your wealth. And that's why I call them vampires, because that's what they do. They want to drip every last ounce of your energy, of your blood out of you. Defeat you, demoralize you, completely just make you just to the point where you just quit, just give up. Well, forget that, not doing that. Find ways not to participate. Find ways not to be part of that problem anymore. That's what you got to do. What's the answer? I think there's an option. There's an answer. There are options in cryptocurrency. There's options in community. I mean, if you got a community, you don't need money. I mean, think about it. You don't need their money. You're just bartering energy, whatever that may be. You know, eggs, goats, chickens, labor, carpentry, you know, plumbing, you know, all that stuff. You're kind of bartering amongst yourselves. So I think that's the ideal scenario, if we can build solid communities to where, hey, you know, somebody's having a hard time. We realize, you know, our brothers and sisters are having a hard time. And it's like, well, you know, you got to pay me for these eggs. You know, I need the money. It's like, no, here, take them. You know, you need them right now. And I know at some point, you know, if I need something, you'll help me. I get into that mindset. Government's not going to save you. These people are not going to save you. These clowns, these, you know, they act like they're legitimate people, but they're clowns. That's what they are. They're, see them for what they are, vampire clowns in a vampire casino circus. Quit giving them your energy. It's really what it comes down to. It's not worth it. Not worth it at all. All right, there's my little rant and spiel. I don't know. Let's look at the chat. See what else you want to talk about. 17 people in the chat. This is the lovely Litecoin Lisa in here. 17 people. 17. Doesn't look like it. But anyway, um, Texas, yes, Texas. Filed my Texas. Talking about Texas. Yep. Translations. Yeah, exactly, Paulie. Yeah, I mean, some of these videos are really great. You know, he's talking about the Western vampires and the children's energy that gets stolen, that kind of thing. When Putin says that, again, those are translations I don't know. It's hard to know with AI anymore. It's hard to know who's, who's the translator, it's just like any translation. Read the Bible, different versions, you come up with different ideas and you project those on other people and say, mine's right, no, yours is, and that's why we have all these factions of religion. I mean, give me a break. It's all you need right there. All right. It's all you need. All this other stuff gets in the way. Pass the plate, right? Yeah, you don't need, there's that again. You don't need a middleman is really what it comes down to. Why are you putting middlemen between you and God? Why are you putting a middleman between you and your money, you and your energy? Why are you putting a middleman between anybody? I mean, you're the energy, so why are you letting somebody just siphon it away from you? Because that's what they're doing, siphoning gasoline out of your tank all the time. Wait a minute, I just filled this tank up. What do you mean it's only half a gallon, half a tank? Lost half of it. Because that's what happens. Battery, leaky battery. I had a fully charged battery last night. Now it's half. That's you. You're the battery. You're the tank of gas. And they just robbed it from you overnight. They keep doing it. Keep doing it. But inflation's down. Everything's fine. It's not so bad. Heck, 6% inflation of Monero. That's actually better than the real inflation rate, right? Well, they say it's like 3% or whatever it is, but give me a break. Anyway, that's about all I've got. I could rant about some other things, but I just thought I'd turn the camera on. It's nice. It's kind of nice out. It's a little windy, so I'm not at the picnic table because the wind's coming out of the south, which is a good thing because tomorrow it's going to be high 50s and might actually make it to 60 degrees in February here in Illinois. Illinois, if you're not from Illinois. Illinois, it's like Iroquois. Do you say Iroquois? No, it's Iroquois. Silent S. So now I dug out the old tripod, stuck it up here, and now you got a view of the tree line. Hopefully the other tree line over there starts building itself up this year. Have that fortress of solitude, right? That FU sanctuary. Need FU money now. Trying. Definitely trying to exit the vampire casino. That's all we can do. Keep trying to get out of it. No, I see good things coming for Litecoin. I really do. I've seen it for a long time. It's been a long trend. I've never been discouraged. I've always felt good about it. I've always resonated with it. I have never had any doubt. It's always worked. The network's been running for over 12 years, nonstop. And what I see being built on it at the grassroots level, not through some top-down, this is how it's going to be, puppet master kind of situation. No, I see a lot of grassroots development and building things that people have a desire for, to put it on that blockchain, because it's something that is going to secure data. And that's really what I think all wars are about. It's about data. It's about energy. It's about knowledge, information. And we are definitely in an information war. And we need a way to preserve our energy in something that is immutable. So I think the closest thing we have right now is something like Litecoin. I really do. So I'm a big fan, big proponent, and I want to support everything that is being done right now. I really like it, especially the privacy aspect. That's a very, very, very important thing going forward. So look into Mimblewimble if you haven't. There are some wallets developing it right now. I know there's I don't even want to name them until they're ready to go, but there are some legitimate developers with legitimate mobile wallets who are developing Mimblewimble in those wallets, integrating it. And that's a big thing. I hope to be using it by the time I go to the Litecoin Summit in July. I'd love to be able to pay for my ticket with it. I can do that right now with the Core wallet, but I want to do it on my phone, just like I'm making the video on my phone, all in one device, that Mark of the Beast phone, that I carry with me. Got to do that. Anyway, that's enough rambling for Wednesday. Tomorrow, hash it out. Definitely come watch us. Thanks, Mom. Mom texted me. Hope you're having a great You gave the number of my birthday. Yes, yes, I am. Yes, indeed, I am. So thank you very much. Man, I got a lot of tweets going here. What's going on? Exactly. Trust yourself. You got to trust yourself. You know, you're the only one you can trust. You know what the energy is. You know your power. Don't get frustrated because they're stealing your power. If you're going to get frustrated, don't get frustrated with them. Get frustrated with yourself, I guess, and make changes accordingly because they're just vying, for the piece of your pie. Don't give them any. Opt out. Find ways to opt out. Not participate. And whatever you have to do, just don't do it. And you can sit back and think, well, win moon, that's when I'm going to start doing it. Well, you better start doing it now. Better start taking action, making steps, and doing the things that you can do right now at a very small level. And hopefully you'll have more tools at your disposal soon to where you can do it at a much greater level, but you got to be moving down that path instead of, I see so many people when they have the opportunity, just kind of sit back and they're shell shocked. Like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know how to, it's like winning the lottery. What do I do with this money? I don't even know, because it's not my lifestyle. It's such a change. I guess I'll go buy a Lambo. I guess, I'll go buy a condo on the beach. It's like, okay, but is that the plan? I mean, is that your plan? Is that your freedom plan? If it is, cool. But if it isn't, know what your freedom plan is so that you can check the boxes off as they come, and get freer and freer and freer. Because as you do that, you're going to have more energy to, give to the world and, give to yourself and give to your family, give to the people you love. And you're going to, you have to be doing that now. If you're not doing that now, what's to say you're going to do it in the future? Well, when I get rich, I'm going to do this. Or when I retire, this is what I'm going to do. Hopefully you make it. You should be doing it now. Just saying. I'm not going to be buying cigars, when, inflation, we got $50 trillion in debt. And it cost me 3 times as much for cigars. I'm going to buy them now. Buy a humidor, put them in there, save them, that kind of thing. Get your whiskey now. Get what you need now. And you'll be better off in the future. It's probably going to cost you a lot more in the future. All right. Trust yourself. Absolutely. Trust yourself. Don't trust vampires. All they want to do is steal your energy. Not worth it. Not worth letting them in your life. Shine the light of truth on them, and they're going to melt away. Is that dog over there? Yeah, look at him. Look at these knuckleheads. Trying to get in the video. All right. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for hopping in. I love you all. I really do. And just know who you are and trust that. Act accordingly. All right. Have a wonderful day.